Now, this is where it gets rather interesting. The trip approaches, correct?
Yeah.
You've prepared yourself for the trip, bought yourself a new wardrobe, I would have thought, got yourself a guidebook to ensure that you could go and find the best museums and that sort of thing. Correct?
Something like that.
Yes. Now, Daisy, the point is this. Who made the arrangements to check in to the flights?
Well, I said I was going to check in online and she told me not to bother to check in online. You can check in at the airport.
The point is, Daisy, you got a separate booking reference, correct? In other words, you received an email with all of your personal flight details, true?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And on those flight details, did you open them up?
Yes.
Yes. This is not a challenging question. I presume you read the terms and conditions on those flight details which were sent to you by email?
Not really, no.
Well, not really means...
No.
No, you didn't. Now, whether that matters or not, I have to say, becomes slightly more complicated because of what happens next. Are you modelling or is there... Carly, there was a discussion about you meeting at the airport, correct? And this is where it gets a little bit difficult. You arranged to meet at the airport. What time did you give to meet at the airport, Carly? How long before the flight left?
Well, as I was aware, you just had to be there 2 hours prior. So...
Well, it's preferable, really, to get there 3 hours before for an international flight.
Well, I thought it was 2.
Right. Was there an agreement to meet 2 hours before?
Well, yeah. Yeah, there was.
And this is where it gets rather difficult. You discussed with Carly about checking in, correct?
Yes.
And there's no dispute about this. You believed that you could check in online. Did you attempt to check in online?
Well, I just said to her on the phone, I'm going to check in online, and she said, oh, no, don't bother, you can check in at the airport. And I said, are you sure? Because usually I have checked in online. And she said, oh, no, you'll be all right, you can check in at the airport.
Why did you not? Why did you listen to her advice? You've got the terms and conditions in front of you.
Because...
What's it got to do with her?
Because she's older, and she's quite bossy, usually, so I listened to her. She gives me advice.
You did not tell her, did you, to not check in online?
No.
That would be an absurd thing to do.
No, and I think I said we'll try and do it online, and when I went online to do it, there was a problem, I'm not sure.
Did you try and, in other words, you tried to do it for the both of you?
Yeah, she didn't want to do it, to check in online. She was telling me to check in online, so I went online to try to do it.
Be quiet.
I went online to try and check in, and obviously I didn't have her passport details and everything.
That would make sense.
So I ended up trying to start it, but then realising, and we was on the phone to each other, so I was like, oh, let's just do it at the airport.
She did not tell you not to check in online.
She said you can check in at the airport.
Of course,
but she... Are you sure?
Listen to me, be quiet. She did not tell you not to check in online.
Well, something like that. But I did think you can.
She did not say, Daisy, do not check in online, did she?
She said, don't worry, you can check in at the airport.
Understood. Now, let's get to what happened. You arrived at the airport. Daisy, how long before the flight left did you arrive at the airport?
Well, I was a little bit late to the airport.
But how long before the flight left?
I would probably say probably a couple of hours.
2 hours?
Maybe, or maybe a little bit less.
Now, I presume you got to the airport in time, seems to me, and so you went straight up to the desk and you checked in, correct?
No.
Why not?
Because she's my friend, and she was, you know, like, ringing me, saying, oh, I'm going to be 10 minutes, I'm going to be 10 minutes. And I was waiting, and she was just taking really long. And I was like, I rang her again, I was like, where are you? Like, you're taking ages. And she just kept lying. She wasn't 10 minutes away. I was not lying.
Be quiet, carry on.
But you wasn't 10 minutes away.
Well, what's it got to do with her?
Because
I mean,
I was
just pause for a second.
Talking,
listen to me, madam. Why didn't you just go to the desk and check in?
Because I was just waiting for her.
But what does she bring to the table apart from decoration? Why on earth couldn't you go and do that yourself?
Because I just wanted to... I was waiting for her. I was just waiting for her. She kept saying she was, like, 10 minutes away, so I weren't panicking, and then, obviously...
Right, let's pause. You arrived, correct? How long before the flight?
Oh, well, I had a bit of a problem. My boyfriend
the tyre got a hole in it on the way.
Cannot tell you, madam, how much I don't care.
And,
the point was, you arrived...
I was late.
You were late?
Yeah, I was late.
How long?
I think maybe like an hour and a half, maybe cutting it fine.
You were cutting it fine. Now,
Yeah.
Daisy, you were waiting. She's misrepresenting how close she is, but I suspect you were panicking as well, correct?
Definitely.
You ended up getting there. You see Daisy, you go straight to the desk, correct?
She looked like she wanted to kill me when I got there.
You paid a lot of money for this. Let's get serious for a second. This represented a lot of your savings. True?
Yeah.
And it's a big trip for you. What's more, you had to apply for visas. You managed to do that successfully on your own. The ESTA, correct?
Yes.
Correct?
That was really easy. Correct.
That was easy. You get to the desk, Carly, Daisy. What happened?
They said I was too late to check in.